So, welcome, dear listeners. Today we have a guest and a longtime friend of mine. Her name is Raneem and she comes from Jordan. She wants to change her life for the positive. I will try to guide Raneem through some of these changes and provide her with background knowledge. Together we will try to adjust her lifestyle so that she can reach her peak health. I invite you, dear listener, to join her on her journey to physical perfection. This will be a progressive series. At this time, I don't know how many episodes there will be. It depends on Raneem. Welcome, Raneem.
Hey, thank you for the nice introduction.
Anytime. So, I met Raneem when I was on my year abroad in Jordan, and she took care of us crazy Germans. She took care of a huge German group and made some very nice programs for us, like diving in Aqaba or I don't know what, cooking. Okay, Raneem, before starting, we have to talk about your goal. What your goal is exactly. When you do sports or whatever, when you're taking care of yourself, you have to have a goal in mind that motivates you. For example, for me, maybe this is very ignorant and whatever, but I feel like I want to be the healthiest person on earth. I want to look beautiful. I want to feel healthy. I want the strongest heart that you can think of, and I want to be very strong in sports. I want to kind of be a Superman. These are my aims. They're foolish, but they motivate me.
Not really.
So what would be your aim before starting this?
My aim and goals. Okay. Basically, I would love to be healthier because my life is not as healthy as it should be. Second, of course, I want to be more beautiful. I mean, everyone wants that. And I want to be fit. And as we all know that they say that the healthier you are, the less diseases you get, and it means that you live longer. So that's it.
Okay. All right. So you already told me your body weight and your height. It's right now it's about 173 centimeters and 73 kilograms.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are three ways of improving your health. The first one is, and the most important one, I think, is nutrition. The second one is sports, and the third one is lifestyle. And by lifestyle, I mean everything else. You could make this list infinitely long. And in lifestyle, we can put things like sleep, stress, partying. I would recommend that we start with nutrition. It's the most important one by far. It will better the other ones by itself. How does your nutrition look right now?
Oh, I'm not really well informed about all of these things. All the infos that I know comes from Instagram, let's say,
Okay.
or Facebook, and all the
So I
no
think you
lies
know
they tell
a lot
us.
of vegan recipes then, right? There's a lot of
Yeah, of course,
diseases.
salads and so on, and of course, how to be the skinniest model on earth, and
Oh my
this,
god.
you know.
Okay. So what is your diet like? Like what do you eat for breakfast? What do you drink?
Actually, the problem is that I don't have this kind of routine, where I eat the same stuff or I eat on a specific time or so on. Because as you're also aware of it, I'm always moving or traveling,
Mm-hmm.
and that's sometimes not as good as it sounds because
Yeah, it's a
it always
catastrophe for
means that you're
nutrition.
changing your lifestyle, changing your place. So, for example, today I had breakfast, let's say around 12
Mm-hmm.
p.m., and I had like eggs, cheese, olives. Mm, what else? Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hummus. Of course, you know
Hummus.
hummus. Yeah, falafel,
Mm-hmm.
and tea.
And also like khubz, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
So
because
khubz always
like
with hummus. Khubz
yeah.
is for listeners. Khubz is like an Arab kind of bread. It's like a dry pancake basically. What do you drink?
I
What is your
drank
main
tea,
source of fluid? Tea?
fluid. Okay, yeah, tea, fuzzy drinks like Coke and stuff. And the worst thing that I know, and I'm sure that it's so bad for me, I don't drink water,
You don't.
especially when it's winter.
Okay.
I know it's shit, but I don't drink water, sadly, not enough at least. And especially when it's winter and the weather is a little bit cold, I totally forget about it. So maybe I can just drink a cup a day max.
Mm. Okay,
Yeah,
that's terrible.
yeah, I
Do you
know.
drink tea with sugar?
No, no, not really. I'm not really a fan of sugar, so with my drinks, no, not really. But I know that
Okay.
Coke and Pepsi and fuzzy
Yeah, of
drinks,
course.
they have enough sugar.
So I'll tell you how I started and
Yeah.
why I wouldn't recommend to anyone. So your goal is to get into ketosis. Have you ever heard? You have heard of ketogenic diet, right? The term.
Yeah.
It's everywhere in the internet. People are
Yeah.
doing it and their health is improving. A ketogenic diet is something that brings you into ketosis permanently. And ketones is your body fat. Ketosis is a state in what you burn, in what you run solely on your body fat. The normal diet of a person today is a lot of carbs, maybe a bit of meat and a bit of vegetables. And what happens if you do that is that your body doesn't use your fat storage, but uses the food that it digests as source of energy. That's what happens when you eat carbs. The aim is to use your body fat because it is the most efficient way of gaining energy as human being, first. And second, your brain and your heart run 30% more efficient on ketones, not on carbs. Your end goal, and mine as well, is to be permanently into ketosis. To run solely on body fat. Now what I did in the past, I'm a very radical person. I can, from one day to the other, I can change my diet completely. Look, I ate sugar and shit on one day, and then the next day I stopped eating all kinds of carbs, and I started eating only fat, although my body couldn't use it at all. My body was telling, like, first of all, it was disgusting to eat fat, like to switch from only carbs to only fat. It was fucking disgusting. Jesus Christ, I almost puked, but I forced myself to. Right? You won't do this. I think it's a better approach if you start slowly. How do you want to start? Do you think you can do nutrition and sports? Or, for example, only nutrition is also enough for the start? The most important aspect of changing is to make your body adapt to fat. That's the most important thing. As you told, you have a very carb heavy diet. The worst thing I see in your diet is really the Coke, the soda. It's
Yeah,
pure
I know.
sugar.
I
It's
just love it.
yeah, I love it too. I'm addicted to it.
Not anymore, yeah?
Of course I'm addicted, but fuck it. No, it gets much better. Once you're in ketosis, once your body, you start to like fat. You start to get a craving for fat.
Yeah.
I'm not at the point where I know some people, they say fat tastes like water. They're long into ketosis, 1 year, 2 years, and they say, I love fat, it tastes like water, I can eat it, like, you know. What do you think about drinking less Coke for the start?
Yeah, I can do that, and I'm willing to do that actually because this is something that I want to do. I'm not forced or obliged to do
Yeah,
it. So yeah, of course, I would definitely consider drinking less Coke and more water, let's say.
yeah, water is good.
Uh,
How is
yeah,
Jordan water? Do you drink tap water or because in Germany we drink tap water?
actually, you know that I come from Aqaba, and in
Mm-hmm.
Aqaba, yeah, we drink tap water.
Oh, okay, it's
But
clean.
in Amman, sadly not. But I
Yeah.
I don't spend much time here, as you know, so I'm fine.
Okay, the
Not
point of
much.
this, the point of this is to reduce your carb intake, and the worst of all carbs is sugar. It's the
Yeah,
worst.
yeah, like cakes and sweets, not really much, but like fast food. Oh my God, a lot of fast food, a lot of
Oh,
chicken
fast
wings.
food is it's as terrible as cake.
I mean, you
Yeah.
were in Jordan, and you know how much we love
Jesus,
food
yeah, you have terrible things like
and how
baklava and
many good
knafe and
sweets we have. Yeah, exactly.
shit.
But
I
I'm
love
not.
knafe.
Yeah.
What would you prefer? Where to start? Would you rather stop drinking Coke or drinking less Coke or reduce your sweets intake, cake and so on? You need a bit of commitment because it is difficult to change your diet. Let's say you're alcoholic and it's difficult to stop drinking when all your friends are alcoholics, right?
Yeah, of course.
And right now I'm a bit of a radical person with my food. I don't eat Actually I don't eat in the university anymore because Jesus, they serve only, first of all, they serve only garbage, and second, yeah,
Yeah.
I need fat, and
Oh
they
my
don't
God,
serve any fat.
I really hate the university food in Germany. Mensa? Oh God,
Yeah, it's like cheap
terrible.
shit, right? It's cheap shit
Yeah.
for
But it's cheap. You're paying 2 euros 40.
no man. It If they would at least have like meat that is meat, but they have meat that is, I don't know what it is. It's not meat.
Yeah.
I think Coke is easier because, well, first of all, I believe you crave Coke more because there's not only sugar inside. There's also caffeine and other stuff. I love
Yeah.
Coke. It's like a drug.
Yeah, I mean with food, when you have ice on it, oh my God.
Yeah, it makes you happy. The sugar makes you happy, and the caffeine
Yeah.
makes you awake.
Yeah.
But
But I can drink actually less Coke because around me, yeah, maybe here in Jordan, like when it comes to my family, let's say, yeah, they also love Coke. My friends, not all of them, but most. But for example, my German friends, when I go now back for university, no, they don't drink Coke. Maybe it's me and some, uh,
yeah, Germans
I
like
don't know,
water.
few.
Many of
Yeah,
them.
they like water. And this for me, really, like I really, wow, I really find this really interesting. But for me, drinking water with food was like, what? Water with food, really? You
Mm.
know, it's weird because I'm not used to it. But now I think I'm
Um,
getting,
how do you want to approach this? You want just to drink less, or you want to completely stop drinking Coke? And you have to know what you're capable of. It's
okay,
your
wait. First of all, I'm not as radical as you are.
Yeah. You don't have to.
Yes, and I, of course, like, um, don't want to. I want to learn discipline and I want to be committed to that, but I also don't want to feel bad, you know? So
Oh,
I will
you will
start,
feel terrible.
yeah, that's why I will not just be really an extremist. So I will just start, let's say, drinking way less Coke, let's say
Mm-hmm.
2 times a week max, instead of drinking 2 times a day now.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe 2 times a week, and then I'll make it less and less and less until I stop drinking Coke. Maybe once a month or something like that.
I will note what you are planning, and I
Yeah,
will write it down, and next time we will discuss it.
yeah.
And
And
you will
fast food,
tell
I
me,
really don't know how to stop because you
okay,
know how is it in Jordan.
you will
It's
tell
hard.
me what your plan is. So you said less Coke. What does that
Yeah.
mean? What will you drink instead of Coke? Will you drink water?
I will try to drink water and maybe juice. I'm not sure how good is
Juice is
juice.
as terrible
Like
as Coke.
orange juice,
It's worse than
fresh
Coke.
juices.
It's worse than Coke.
Fresh juices are bad also.
Juice is worse than
Homemade.
Coke. Yes.
But how? It's fruit.
There's more. No, it's sugar. It's not fruits. There is
I'm
more
talking
sugar
about
in.
fresh, homemade juices. How bad?
Okay,
How
if
is?
they're fresh,
I mean,
they're
here we
still
have a lot of.
terrible. They're still terrible, but they're not as terrible if they're fresh.
How? Why? If it's fruits, are you think that fruits are terrible?
Fruits are terrible, yes.
Really?
Yes. You can have, look, from time to time, you can have some fresh fruit. You don't have to go as far as I do.
Yeah.
But fruits are basically sugar. This won't be like a story of preventing you from eating everything you love.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing out what is good and what's not. And you can decide for yourself what you're willing to drop out of your diet and what not. And this will be a progress of, if this works, this will be a progress of maybe 1 year or more. And you will start to feel different. You will start to feel better, and
Yeah.
you will start to learn about diet and about you will start to communicate with your body. It will tell you something. It will tell you this is good, this is bad.
Yeah.
Right now you're on carbs. You're full of drugs. Carbs are basically drugs. They make you happy permanently.
Uh-huh.
No, carbs make you happy. I
Yeah,
was sugar
pizza,
addicted.
pasta, rice, of course.
Yeah, all these things, they just make you happy. The thing is, if
Yeah.
you're happy, it's like your body tries to tell you something, but it can't. It doesn't reach you. You have no communication with
Yeah,
your body.
because you're happy, so you're not listening.
Yeah, you say, oh, fuck water, I don't need water, I'm dehydrated, but I don't feel it. I feel great after Coke, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
your body will start to talk to you. And in the beginning, it will feel as if you feel worse. Because you're not really healthy. You feel good, but you're not healthy. It will be
Yeah.
difficult, but we will make it. Okay. So the first thing, drink less Coke. How about we do, like, your first task is to drink less Coke and drink more water. You will try to drink water instead of Coke.
Yeah.
As good as you can. And don't overdo it. Don't do like, okay, 0 Coke, only water. How about you try to make 50-50 Coke water?
Yeah.
Because then you might get used to a bit to water. It took me a long time to get used to water. I think years or so.
But it was easier for you, yeah? You're German.
Well,
I mean,
why?
it's
You mean because your society is so saturated with American foods?
yeah, let's say that.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's possible. Yeah. That's possible.
Yeah. I mean, you were here and you know how is the lifestyle of
Yeah,
people, how we eat. I
everything
mean,
is fast food.
yeah, everything is fast food and it's good.
Man,
Even for
I
cooked
miss
food is also good, but it's also
I
a lot
miss
of
I miss shawarma. Shit,
yeah. You
man, this
also have
this
in
one guy in
Germany
my
you have
neighborhood, he
jollof and
made
it's
this chicken
different.
shawarma with cheese and whatever. Oh, I think I would cheat if I would be right now. I would cheat in Jordan. Don't listen to me. You need discipline. Okay. More water. Okay. I think that's enough for the first goal.
Yeah.
How often do we want to meet and talk?
I don't know. Once a week?
Every 2 weeks?
Every 2 weeks, yeah. I don't mind.
Okay. How about you try to memorize your progress? I don't know, you don't have to write it down.
Yeah, like take notes, you mean?
You don't have to take notes. If you want, you can, but I want it to be free and relaxed, you know?
Yeah.
I want you to get a feeling of nutrition and health. And
Yeah.
it doesn't work with the mind, it works with everything in your body.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. So like not to be really stressed into it and so
Yeah,
on.
not be stressed while doing it. That's important. Of course, you cannot. It will be stressy
Of course, yeah.
because you will reduce your sugar intake, and this results in stress. But I don't want you to overthink it.
Yeah, but I can do it.
So let's say
Hopefully.
50-50. You will try 50-50.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, go less. Go 80-20. Drink one
No,
glass of water.
no,
One.
50-50 is okay for me.
Okay. And when we meet again, we will talk about how this goes, right?
Okay, perfect.
Okay, we talked about nutrition. Shall we talk about sports? Or shall we leave it till next time? Or later?
I don't know, as you wish.
I will tell you what I think is the most effective way of doing sports, and you can decide if you want to do it or not. I myself do 60 minutes of sports a week, and I feel perfectly healthy. I'm trying to drop every bit of fat that is still there on my body from being on sugar, and it works. And also, I don't like to waste time. I like to do sports for a short time, bringing my body into a state of fat burning and health, and not waste much time. The most healthy way of doing sports is when you make whole body exercise, for example, running, sprinting as fast as you can. It's one of the best exercises out there. Do you have the possibility to make a sprint somewhere?
Yeah, in Aqaba, yes, of course, because I can go to some places, but in Amman, I'm not sure. And as you know, I still don't have really like, let's say, well-planned lifestyle now because I'm moving.
Okay. I will tell you 2 exercises that you can do. First one is sprinting. It's the best of all. There's nothing better than sprinting, and by sprinting I mean not running, I mean sprinting. You try to give it your all. Well, in your state I would recommend you do 3 sprints. 1 sprint, and you give it your all.
Yeah.
And then you catch up. The point of this is to put a strain on your lungs. And it might be that you need 5 minutes or 10 minutes to catch your breath. So you make 1 sprint, you catch your breath. You make another, you catch your breath. And it will be hard. It has to be hard. You have to breathe heavily, or else it makes no sense. That's the whole point, to breathe heavily. That's why you do this exercise.
Yeah.
And then you make your 3rd sprint. This is the best thing you can do. I would recommend it, but I don't want to make it too much for the start, you know? You don't have to start with sports and Coke and water. That might be too much. If you want, you can. Listen to your body. It will tell you things. For example, if 100% is too much, if you have maybe a bit of pain in your leg or something, don't hurt yourself. Do it when it feels right.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a sprint. The second thing is, when the weather is shit in Germany, and it's almost always shit, in the winter I have to go to the gym. I can't go sprinting, right? Do you know lunges? This one.
Yeah, I know what that is.
So this is a walking lunge.
Yeah.
You step in front with one leg, and then you go down.
Yeah.
And I do this, and I also put 20 kilograms on my shoulders, so I have more weight. So there's a strain on my legs. Yeah. It's a very hard exercise. The point is to make you do a hard exercise that makes you breathe heavily. The whole point is to breathe heavily, because this will strengthen your lungs and your heart.
Yeah. And it takes your body out of the comfort zone or out of the usual, which works.
It promotes fat burning, and it also, whole body exercises are much more difficult than isolated. They put much more strain on your bones, on your body, on your muscles, on everything. That's why the reason people don't like whole body exercises. They prefer isolated, although they're fucking useless.
No,
it's garbage. Don't do steroids. It's garbage. Was that radical? No, because it's garbage. What do you think about the sports approach? Do you think you can do maybe once a week, go out and do a sprint? Or would it be too much? What do you think?
No, once a week is okay for me. Like for now, I can, I think I'm gonna be able to do that. And to start with, I like that it's not as hard as maybe it
Yeah, everyone can do it,
Oh,
right?
yeah, I mean, like if it's once a week and so on, why not? And second, 50% Coke, 50% water. That's also an improvement. It's a really good one. Um, and I will try and see how I would feel about it.
Okay, so we'll do one sprint a week.
Yeah.
How about three? Like one sprint and you make 3 rounds.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right.
How long should it be?
50 meters is enough.
Okay.
You just have to. The goal is to put a strain on your lungs and your heart,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah,
and that's your whole exercise for once a week. You do this. Okay.
yeah. Okay. Or what about I just go and see how much I can run
You
as fast
can
as I can,
discover your
like
body. It's your body.
I can sprint.
It's the
Yeah, yeah.
best thing you can do. Like to discover how much you're capable of. Okay, that's good. All right, we'll try this, and let's say in 2 weeks we will speak again and check if you do the things that you told you would,
Yeah.
or if it is too much for the beginning. And maybe you feel better already.
Okay. Hopefully, I'm excited. Let's see.